Hello and welcome to the Xcode tutorial. This is Akash Patel. So today we are going to learn that how can you import the contacts means in your application wherever if you want to use the contact details from your address book, then how can you fetch the data. So let's start. You can see that here in my main.storyboard I have one label and one button, and they have outlets respectively, and the button have an action on touch up inside. You can see that here is the outlet for label and there is one action for the button. So let's start. First of all, we need to check that you have allowed the contacts to you have allowed your application to fetch the details from the contact application. So for that you need to add one plist file. This is the plist file. Okay, I will import it again for you. Click on the plus button, then type privacy and here select this contact usage, and here type some description about your, so I will type need to access. Okay, so it's done. Now here you need to check first. So first of all you need to make one variable for the entity type, that what entity type you are using. So here we are using a contacts of CN framework. So let's make an entity type. So name is, and yes, one more thing, we have imported here to contacts and UI, and in the in the general in your project there are two libraries, Contacts UI and Contacts framework. Okay, so your entity type is ready. Now you need to store the authorization status in one variable. So we will take one variable for that. And here pass the entity type. Yes, it is. And now we will check that if the authorization status is allowed, means the application is authorized for the contacts or not. Here not determined means the app is not allowed, and authorized means the app is allowed to access the contact detail. So now if the app is allowed, then we will simply call our function to fetch the contact detail here. So make one function that name is open contacts with no parameters and no return type, and simply call that particular function in here if the app is authorized for to use the contact details. Okay, now if it is not authorized, then you need to uh, authorize it again. So for that you need to make one object of CN contact store. So let's make an object that here it is. We will here request with the entity type and with the completion handler. The completion handler we will take that success here, name it the boolean variable, and the error should be nil, means we are not handling any error part here. So now just type if success means if the app is authorized, then what you need to do is you just simply call that particular function here. As for our easiness, we will just log that not authorized. So here it is. Now whatever we will do to fetch the contact detail, we will do in here this particular function. So now you need to make one object of contact picker controller. So let's make an object contact picker of cn contact picker controller and just initialize it. Set the delegate, that contact picker dot delegate is equal to self, and here write some delegate methods for it. So we will write that contact picker did cancel, means if the user clicks on the cancel button, then it should dismiss. So picker dot dismiss true with no completion handler. And now one function when the user select any contact. Yes, here is that function. When the user selects any contact. So now we will present the particular view controller here when user clicks on the select contact button. So let's self dot present here it is, and pass the contact picker animation true and completion nil. So now let's run the project. You can see one button and one label. Now on selecting, it will ask for your permission, so just allow and it will open this particular contact list of your device, and on cancel it will dismiss. So you can see that now when user selects any particular contact, then what should be happen. So we will handle that particular part here. So take on string for the name, let's name it full name, and here contact dot, you need to know that contact will give the particular users full, not provide the particular users full name, it will give you the first name and the last name. So here to display the user on the screen, we need to join that particular full first name and last name. So let's go for it. Here we will first take that contact dot given name, space between the first name, and then again we will take contact dot family name, it will give the surname of the user, it means it's a last name. So now here, and let's label it, change the text of the particular label we have displayed on the screen. That pass the full name. Okay, and let's run the project. So here you can see that I'm selecting a person from the contact list and the name appears here. So now you need to get the email address of that particular person and you need to get that contact number. So let's make one object for it. Let's take a string, but here is the tricky part, that contact list, the phone number and the email address are not coming directly as a contact property. So let's log for that contact dot email. We will go for email first and let's run the project. So here select any contact and now print the contact dot email address. You can see that it is coming in the array with some key pair value, and at the last for the key of name value here is the email address. You can see that. So we have to little bit code, we have to do little bit code to get the particular email address. So let's take a string that email, and first of all we will initialize with that not available, and now check that if email address is available or not. That means contact dot email address is empty. If it is not empty, then we will go for that now email string here and take contact dot email address as any object, and we will take value for key, and here we will give the label value pair. Sorry, I just forget little bit. So here is the first thing, that you need to get the label value pair, but here again you are not getting the exact this particular John at mac.com. So for that you need to again take it as any object, let's print the email string. Let's put a debugger here. If I select a contact, you can see that it is coming but inside an array. So here what we need to do is, here we need to take the zero index of that particular array, and now again let's run the project. Let's check, are we getting the value or not? Yes, we are getting the value which is wrapped. So just we need to unwrap that particular value. So now the string email we have just defined above, let's pass the value email string with unwrapping as string. Yes, so simple. Email part is done now. What what is the suggestion? Yes, okay. So now just take the email part in the label, that we will take a new line, email, and pass the string email here, and just need to check that email is allowed for multiple line or not. Okay, so allow your label for multiple lines and run the project. So here you can see that the email is coming here. Now if you want to add the contact number, then simply copy this particular part, take one variable string, name it as a phone, you need to take one another bracket here because the contact is directly not given. So take as any object here, dot value for key, just name it string value, and let's see what we are getting in the phone number string. So let's print the phone number here. Sorry, one second, because I didn't change this phone numbers. We need to change the property name as a phone numbers. Okay, now let's run the project. So here now we will select one contact and let's check that phone number is coming. Yes, it is coming. So now simply pass that particular phone number here. Let's take a new line and phone number here and pass that particular string. Okay, so now let's run the project. Let's select one contact and you can see that contact details are appear here. So here is the tutorial, how can you select the contact detail from the contact list. So now anyone wonder when how to do when we need to select multiple contacts from the contact list. So there is one delegate method here provided by the CN contact frameworks. So let's use that particular delegate method. I will comment this method did select contact and write another method that did select contacts here, and I will implement it, and I'm just printing the output contacts. What it will do, here we have handled only one contact, and in this particular method you will get one array of the contacts like similar like this contact. So let's go run the project now. Now select contact, and you can see that there is one checkbox like button is appeared here, that whatever you have selected, that multiple contacts will be output of that particular delegate method. So if I am selecting 3 contacts and pressing on the done button, we will check the output. So you can see that here is the array of contacts, my selected contacts, and handle that particular contacts same like I did earlier in this method, and you will get your you can make some array or dictionary from that contact list, and you can display it on the screen. So thank you so much guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much. If you have any query, any doubt, then please feel free to comment, hit like button and share the video. Please hit the subscribe button for more knowledge. Thank you so much. Have a great day.